Hi, Luke Lango here, America's #1 stock picker. And this is Investor Place Quick Picks, where we communicate to you some of the market's best investment ideas in just 10 minutes.
America's #1 stock picker, Luke Lango's Investor Place Quick Picks.
Today, we're going to talk about a hyper-innovative 3D printing company that is the market's best play on the fourth industrial revolution. The name, Desktop Metal, ticker DM. The bull thesis here is simple. You should buy Desktop Metal stock today because the company is at the epicenter of a seismic shift in how factories and manufacturing plants across the globe operate. These industrial seismic shifts happen only about once a century. When they do happen, they unlock significant economic value, and companies at the epicenter of them go from niche afterthought one year to titan of industry the next. Desktop Metal will do just this as the fourth industrial revolution sweeps across the globe over the next few years. And as that happens, Desktop Metal stock will turn into one of the market's biggest winners. But fourth industrial revolution, 3D printing, Desktop Metal, how does it all fit together? Let's have a deeper look. Technology isn't stagnant. It's always evolving. Throughout history, we've seen that when technology evolves particularly fast, the world undergoes a mass disruptive makeover, which historians like to call industrial revolutions. The first industrial revolution happened about 255 years ago, in the late 1700s, when humans learned how to harness the power of steam to mechanize the production of physical items. About a century later, the second industrial revolution happened, when humans learned about electricity, gas, and oil, and leveraged these newfound powers to unlock a novel era of transportation and mass production. Then, about a century thereafter, the third industrial revolution began, when digital machines like computers, cell phones, and TVs emerged. Each time one of these industrial revolutions happens, the world changes forever. And in that change, old technologies fall by the wayside, while new technologies become ubiquitous and help define a better, more efficient future. Right now, we are in the midst of a fourth industrial revolution. It's a world-changing shift towards automated, hyper-connected, hyper-efficient, and in some cases, decentralized factories, enabled by breakthrough advancements in big data, IoT, and cloud computing. But what does that mean in plain English? Well, basically, we're going from a few big human-powered factories today to multiple smaller AI-driven factories tomorrow. Much like previous industrial revolutions, this shift towards Industry 4.0 will spark enormous disruption across the world's supply chain. And back to my favorite phrase of all time, where there's disruption, there's opportunity. This opportunity is what makes Desktop Metal such an attractive investment idea today. But before we get into talking about Desktop Metal stock, we first need to discuss the important role that 3D printing will play in the fourth industrial revolution. Back in 2013, 3D printing, or additive manufacturing as industry insiders like to call it, AM for short, was a novel concept that many futurists predicted would take over the world as everyone turned their homes into mini factories. Of course, as you and I both know, that didn't happen. The reality is that additive manufacturing is a complex, costly, laborious, and time-consuming process which most consumers have no use for in their homes. But over the past few years, additive manufacturing has has emerged as a core technology of Industry 4.0. Industrial AM machines have made huge advancements in terms of cost, speed, and ability since 2013, to the point where they are now capable of quickly and cost-effectively mass producing metal end-use parts on the factory floor. Now that's big for those of you that know about 3D printing, because before these were just niche prototyping machines that could print in plastic. They were not usable basically in end-use products. Now they are. Now they can be used on factory floors. It's a huge breakthrough. Now at the same time, these advancements have come as Industry 4.0 has raised the standard for customization and automation in the world's supply chains, which, as it happens, are two things that additive manufacturing is particularly good at. The result? It's become clear, very clear, that more and more manufacturers across the globe will rejig their assembly lines over the next few years to include metal AM machines for mass producing specialty and custom parts. Insiders are calling this the emergence of the additive manufacturing 2.0 era. And it's expected to grow the AM market by more than 1,000% from $12 billion today to nearly $150 billion by the end of the decade. At the forefront of this breakthrough in industrial AM is desktop metal. In short, desktop metal makes advanced metal AM machines for use across manufacturing supply chains, all the way from rapid prototyping to mass-scale factory floor production. For various reasons, the company represents the market's single best pure play on the industrial AM boom. For starters, the company has the right roots. Desktop Metal was founded in late 2015 by a bunch of genius MIT professors and well-respected 3D industry veterans, meaning that it's basically the brainchild of some of the most capable people in this space. As evidence of that, Kleiner Perkins, the venture capital firm that backed Amazon and Google in their early days, is also one of Desktop Metal's earliest and largest investors. So you have this unrivaled confluence of talent at Desktop Metal, and thanks to that unrivaled talent, the company has created a patented breakthrough technological process in industrial additive manufacturing called single pass jetting. Now the nuts and bolts here are somewhat complex. At a high level, additive manufacturing machines build objects layer by layer. And while most printers have to go through each layer multiple times to make sure it's perfect and correct, Desktop Metal has created a technology that allows it to just do one pass through and it's done. So that's basically what it is. But the result here, the result is very, very simple. Even if you didn't understand what I just said, the result is very, very simple. Desktop Metal's printers are the fastest in the industry by a long shot. Faster means lower cost, because one desktop printer can print as many end-use products in one day as 3 or 4 traditional 3D printers. In addition to all that, Desktop Metal has secured a global distribution network of over 80 partners across 60 countries and created a SaaS offering to complement its printers, thereby setting up a highly profitable recurring software business model on top of its hardware additive manufacturing business. So, to recap, get a talented team, experienced backers, breakthrough technology, the best economics, global distribution, a compelling business model. From head to toe, Desktop Metal is the best in-breed player in the additive manufacturing market, and that market is set to soar by more than 1,000% over the next decade. What does that mean? Desktop Metal stock has huge potential. My numbers indicate that Desktop Metal has visibility to grow from about $25 million in revenues today, a very measly number, to well over $5 billion, billion with a B, in revenues by 2030. That's because additive manufacturing machines are going to start to become commonplace across the world's assembly lines, and because Desktop Metal has the best technology, which means that of all those AM machines that are on assembly lines on the factory floor, a lot of them will be Desktop Metal printers. Now, operating margins here at the business should probably scale to north of 35%, both because Desktop Metal's single jet passing technology should give the company tremendous pricing power, so you get high margins on the printers, and because the complementary software business is exceptionally high margin. And that exceptionally high margin business will comprise a bigger and bigger piece of the revenue pie over time. Combining those two assumptions, I see Desktop Metal netting profits just north of $2 billion by 2030. Throw a simple 20x multiple on that, and you're talking about a long-term valuation target for Desktop Metal of $40 billion. At the current price, Desktop Metal is worth just $5 billion. So, when all is said and done, Desktop Metal stock has an enormous 8x upside potential over the next decade. Well, that's all we have for this edition of Investor Place Quick Picks. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, smash the like button, follow me on Twitter, or if you like to read, come over and visit us at investorplace.com, where we have some of the market's best analysis. Until next time, cheers, happy investing to all.